Hello, and welcome. It is Monday. It is Move Forward Monday at 8 p.m. live on Facebook. Hello, everyone. If this is your first time joining us, my name is Brandy Ray Hicks, and I am the CEO, the College Encouragement Officer at College Clinic. And we help transition students and parents and counselors and people who work with youth and help them transition into college and beyond through academic preparedness, financial literacy, and basic life skills. And you have joined us for Move Forward Mondays. Woo! Welcome. I'm so excited that you joined us. This is an opportunity to join you live every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to give you an opportunity to learn about the college application process. Every Monday in our eCourse, we will have a new topic talking to students and parents about the college application process. Last week, we talked about the 10 things you need to complete your FAFSA. And this week, our topic is choosing the right college. Now, if you are a parent, an educator, or student that is joining us live this evening, go ahead and tag a friend. Share this post amongst your network of people that you know that need this college-bound experience, need this college advising conversation. Those of you all that are students that have somehow joined us here on Facebook, that have a community online, share this with your friends on Facebook so they can understand and learn and grow with you the college application process. If you are a parent, our sweet spots here on our e-courses is that this is information that we're speaking to you. This is information that will have you empowered to make the right and conscious decision about your child's future, of their academic dreams, how to decipher what is some things to consider. What are some resources that you need to gather? And at that very least, it's going to confirm what you already know. And those for the counselors that are here, we're so excited anytime that we meet an educator in the field because you're the real MVP of this college application process. The student and the parent cannot achieve success without you. And we're so thankful that you join us on this broadcast every Monday at 8 p.m. And so if you've ever seen our flyer out in the community, whether it is in the local Atlanta area or if it is online, this is live every Monday night. What we do during this time is we give you an opportunity to have a question and answer about what are the college conversations that you need to know about. What are some questions that you may not have had clarity in your online research or in speaking with your counselor or the numerous papers that your student brings home about this college application process. Now, I'm here to give you college advice, but your first and primary source of the most up-to-date information on your particular case. Every college application is unique in design. These trainings on Monday night are designed to give you an overall understanding about the college application process. If your situation is unique, that you possibly could be here from another country and you've recently gotten here in the last couple of years and you're looking to go to college and how you're going to fund it or what's the process. Or if you are a homeless youth or a foster care youth and understanding what are the dynamics and the resources available for you. Those are different examples of unique stories and situations that a counselor can really identify the different barriers and or processes that you need to go through the college application process. Every situation is unique, but every situation has a solution. And we're so happy here at College Clinic to be a part of your solution and your conversation. So every Monday, live 8 p.m., streaming live on Instagram as well as Facebook for those students and parents that need those college-bound resources that are accessible, that will talk them through the process. So if you are joining us for the first time, visit our website at collegeclinic.org so you can get on our mailing list to find out how to get registered for our next set of courses, to find out what the eCourse topics are on each and every Monday night, and to submit some questions. This session tonight is designed for Q&A at the appropriate time during our lesson. So if there's anyone joining us live, please feel free to comment on Facebook, or you can join us live by accessing collegeclinic.org. Go register and you'll get the link to join us live. But you get a special treat tonight because I'm going to share with you some resources that we're going to discover today. Let me go ahead in our live post on Facebook to make sure that I am addressing all of the questions today. Again, if you are a parent or a student that needs to share this resource, I'm going to send a link. It's in the description, but I'm going to put it in the comments of how to access the curriculum, how to get to us live, how for me to see your questions. Make sure that you post it in the comment section, or at least just throw up a hello to let us know that you're joining live. So let's jump into the curriculum. The great thing about visiting our College Clinic campus and joining our email list is that you get up-to-date access of all of our curriculums and our videos. So this video will be shown live, as well as it'll become available if you are part of our email community. There's so many great things that happen within our email community that if you're not on our email list to subscribe, you're missing out. We send out a newsletter on Mondays, every Monday, to share with you the most up-to-date resources that we have for the college-bound process. So tonight, a lot of you all are really excited about this topic tonight. In our Move Forward Monday series, this is session number 4, called Choosing the Right College. And these are the 10 things to consider when choosing the right college. Now, I am wearing a University of Cincinnati Bearcats UC, University of Cincinnati, because that is my alma mater. And I have a bachelor's from the University of Cincinnati in history and African American studies. I also have a master's. I have 2 masters from Keller Graduate School of Management, an MBA in business, and a master's of public administration and nonprofit management. And last but not least, I am a doctoral studies student at Northeastern University studying organizational leadership, because I've dedicated my life to education, helping young students through the transition, and what is nonprofit management in our communities to help them serve more abundantly. But tonight, I'm so honored to host this session because I too, when I was through the college application process, I had a choice. I was not that good of a student. A lot of you all know my story. I graduated high school with a 1.999 GPA. My counselors just rounded my grade point average to a 2.0 because my dad was a principal at a neighboring school, and you would think that I would get good grades, but that was not the case. And it wasn't that I wasn't smart. It was because I didn't have a plan for what life and learning looked like after high school. And so I knew I had to go to college. I was had a counselor that helped me go through the steps, but I didn't understand at that particular age how to choose the right college. I had a plan B, I had a plan A, that was to go to Clark Atlanta University in Atlanta, Georgia. I didn't get accepted because when they did a mid-year check, my GPA had dropped. And so my grades and my SAT scores didn't allow me to be qualified to go to the school. My plan B was Norfolk State. I got accepted, but that was out-of-state tuition. And my parents told me that I did need to apply for in-state. And my plan C, or my third college, which I got accepted into, was the University of Cincinnati. It was not my first choice, but it was my best choice. The reason for our family, the reason why it was our best choice, is because I have a younger brother that was 5.5 years younger than me. So parents trying to help out their students with the transition into college. You know, I had a younger brother, so I had to consider the cost of tuition in-state or out-of-state. My GPA and my test scores were average or less than. So my options of scholarships or being exempt out of certain freshman classes was not an option. So the realistic choice for me at that time, for myself and my family, was the University of Cincinnati. It was 3.5, 4 hours away from Cleveland. I could get on the Greyhound, what do they call it now, Megabus. I could get on the Greyhound, I could go home. It was something that was manageable for me at that time. So tonight's lesson is about choosing the right college, 10 things to consider when choosing the right college. Now, this e-course is designed for students and parents preparing to apply or making the decision to accept the college admissions to that college. And so this list gives an assessment, some must-haves or some flexible attributes about the college that will help you decide what's the best choice for you. And so this is going to take us about 30 minutes in teaching length. And as a part of this course, you'll get this e-workbook as well as the video. Isn't it cool to be a part of the College Clinic crew? And so as we know, I'm going to move, maybe I can move this here. And as we know, college is a really big goal and a really big dream and a really big decision for high school students. And I meet a lot of high school students that are fret with anxiety about the college application process. It's like a matter of like 120 days, the student realizes that they have to adult. And so they're going through the anxiety or the thought process of, this is the last rodeo. I'm not going to see all of my familiar things around me, my friends, my teachers. I have to move into a dorm with a possible stranger, get to learn how professors teach, find my way on campus. I won't have my own room. My mom or dad or caretaker won't be there to help guide me. I mean, there's things that are panicking, as well as with homecoming, prom, senior dues, the application process, millions of essays, as well as maintaining their daily classroom schedule. Like that just exhausts me explaining like what are the things that students have to endure during this time of the college application process. And here at College Clinic, we help rest assured that every student that applied to college is going through the same thing. Every student that applies to college is going through the same thing. And so we at College Clinic, we understand the struggle. And this is a time for the trifecta to come together. the student, the parent, and the counselor to talk through what are these dreams? What are these large decisions that you need to make about relocating, or if you're commuting to school, or the financial cost of education, or what your particular intended major will be when it's time to make that decision. And so you want to be patient with yourself and plan to visit colleges. Ask as many questions as you need in order to feel comfortable about the place that you're going to be spending the next 4 years or more. And so a date to remember is May the 1st, which is National College Signing Day. Your date of telling the college that you will accept their offer could be earlier or could be a little later, but the average time is May the 1st. And so this is why FAFSA opened up early, because if May was the common deadline to accept an offer for a college, and parents may not file their taxes until April the 15th or later, that's too small of a window to find out if you say yes to a school, how much money do you have to pay for. And so the application and the acceptance phase is two very important processes. So you need to talk to your counselor and the college recruiter or the actual college advisor to understand what are the exact steps. Even though a common application is a universal application that you submit and complete one time to apply to the colleges, each college has its own individual application process. And so you need to understand what is the application process past the common application. And so you want to also check your future college's acceptance rate of their freshmen or transfer students to understand what are your odds of completing that degree. So apply and accept are two different processes. Rest assured that with the diverse ways of continued education and management training programs that give hands-on, on-the-job training for those students that decide to go immediately into the workforce, or for those students that have decided to take a gap year and volunteer or serve or rest in between that, possibly that next year of going to school, or those students that have decided to enlist into the military. It has been projected that in 2027, that the undergraduate student enrollment will be at an all-time high at 17.4 million students. 17.4 million students. So if you're a college, a high school student, or an adult learner returning to college to become an undergraduate student, I mean, the odds are in your favor. 17.4 million undergraduate students. It's time to shoot your shot if college is a choice for you. So let's talk about the 10 things to consider when choosing the right college. These are 10 things that is a unanimous thought that needs to go through every student and parent considering what the next steps are for life and learning after high school. Number one, you gotta think about money first. Even though, yes, your grades are great, even though, yes, your SAT and ACT test scores are great, even though you may have written a dynamic essay, even though if they say yes, early action, early decision, you really have to have a family conversation about how much is your college budget. How much money do you have to work with? If you're paying cash savings, you already know what your 529 plan, you pretty much know what your budget is earlier in your 12th grade year or as an adult learner going back to school. But if you have decided as a family that you're going to take out student loans from the Department of Education and you've received your SR report, that is your loan statement, or like as buying a house, your pre-approved statement of how much money that you have that the Department of Education is going to send directly to the school. And so let's just say, for instance, that the cost of tuition is $27,000. This could be an in-state, depending on where you live, or an out-of-state tuition. But let's say that you receive the maximum amount of SRA, or the student aid report has given you the maximum aid possible. So the direct subsidized loan maxed out for undergrads at $12,500. $12,500. That's what it maxes out at per year. Pell Grant, the maximum per year is $6,095. So that's about $18,595 in loan money per year maximum if the Department of Education loans you that money. So out of what the government is giving you, loaning you, not give, loaning you, got about $8,405 left. And so as a family, you have to have these conversations up front that if you've got to make up the difference, which is $8,400, how is your family going to budget starting in September, October, November, December of the student's senior year to pay this balance, because the balance has to be paid in full before the student steps on campus to take classes. That's a humongous expense for students or parents to absorb on a yearly basis. Students now are the statistics with students graduating in 4 years is less than those that are graduating in 5, 6 or more years. So to add an additional budget of $8,400 a year, every 9 months for your family, you have to make those decisions. So what it does is that it has the conversation up front. So you as the parent, or you as the student, understanding how much aid money that you have. This is why October 1st, find out how much financial aid money that you have up front, so you know now what you're dealing with. So you may look for a school that has a yearly tuition of possibly $18,000, $20,000, so you're not going over your budget, and so it's manageable through work study, through scholarships, through paying cash on your tuition to make up this balance. So number one, how much is your college budget? Remember, if you have questions about our eCourse today, which is MFM04, Choosing the Right College, 10 things you need to consider when choosing a college, please make sure that you join us live in our discussions in our comment section below. All right, number 2 is my Fab 5 favorites. And what that means is that there are tons of colleges to select from. And so when you narrow your list down to the top 5, you want to take a look at the different colleges and majors to study that interest you, to make sure that your major is there. And this will help you stay focused on your favorites. Now, back in when I was in school, I'm not going to tell you my age, but when I was back in school, one of the things that our counselors were encouraging us is to apply to 3 schools. And so 3 schools, one and done. Well, you had a 33% chance of actually getting accepted out of your choices if 2 decline. And so when we increase the ratio of applying to more than 3 colleges, we increase our chances of saying yes. Now, there's all types of ways to get your application fee reduced. With the common application, you're not filling out 5 different applications for some. Essays are starting to have a linear conversation in a lot of the college applications. So the average now is 5. I've worked with some schools where they require for their students to submit 15. Why? The ratio is higher. The college application waivers are available. Everything is provided to them as far as a financial standpoint of them needing to apply. All the student has to do is take the initiative to apply. This gives students an array of options as opposed to possibly being disappointed by some of their top choices, which was less than an option than if you chose over the number of 7. It's all about your comfort zone. So your Fab 5 is your number 2 of what to consider with your colleges. Number 3, what are your non-negotiables? We've all been a teenager or know a teenager or have a teenager. And so there are some things that are non-negotiable that people just can't live without. I mean, do you want to live with a roommate or a single dorm? Like, is in-state the only option? Or do you want to choose a school that has to have an international work study program? And so you really want to determine what are your non-negotiables when you're going to look for colleges or when you're researching colleges. You know yourself best. You know what your boundaries are. You know what are the things that'll make you successful and thrive in a learning environment. And so there's a short list of the things that you can't live with. And so parents will talk with students as well as counselors to understand what are the things that you're looking for in your college search, which leads us to number 4, which is create a plan yet be flexible. Yes, there's a list of non-negotiables, but there's also a greater list that needs to be flexible and adaptable to different things. Timelines, distance, budget. These are the things that are possibly flexible. Climate, when you're determining, hey, this may be the most excellent college for marine biology, but it's in Seattle and it rains a lot. And you may not like rain, but it has one of the best programs in the school. So you want to be flexible if there is something that you really, really want, but there's minor things that you don't want to make you exempt for applying to your college of choice. And so as you are creating your plan, you want to make sure that you give yourself a time cushion of about 3 days or more. So your applications, a lot of college applications now are due at the 1st and the 15th of the month. And so you want to make sure that if you have a deadline of the 15th, you're submitting the first couple of days of the month. You want to give yourself time cushion because there may be system glitches. We just saw last week, October 1st, the FAFSA application, the Department of Education's website had glitches. Imagine if it's a rush for a college application that you're submitting online, things may not get attached. Buttons may not get pushed correctly. You want to make sure that you give yourself enough time to submit, as well as that if there's any errors that you can go back and check so you can ensure to meet your deadlines. Number 5, ask as many questions as you need. Choosing the right college is a humongous decision. Not only that where you're going to live for the next 4 or more years, but it's a huge financial investment for a young person. So you have the right to ask every single question you need in order to feel comfortable and get clarity about your future college. And so you want to make sure that you're keeping a running list, maybe in a Google Doc that you keep up to date. Maybe it's in a journal. Maybe it's in your college folder that you're really keeping those questions up to date and those responses so you can refer back to it when you hear all of your yeses and you need to make your decision. And so before we jump into the rest of the 6, I want to make sure, starting at number 6, I want to make sure if there's any questions from our Serve You community that we're answering it, because this is an important time for a lot of parents that are out there trying to figure out, like, how do I help my student make these big decisions about college? Like, when I was applying for college, the process had changed dramatically between when I was going to school and when my dad and my mom went to college there was such a time gap that the process changed. Fast forward, when I was entering into my master's program, there was a huge difference from when I applied as an undergraduate to when I was applying as a graduate student. And then fast forward to this program that I'm with at Northeastern, there's a huge difference between when I applied as a master's student versus when I applied as a doc student. The processes get more streamlined. There's different nuances that you want to make sure that you're staying in communication with different college advisors. There's different deadlines. So you want to make sure that you are having the conversations necessary for the college application process. Let's jump back into our presentation, because choosing the right college is a little stressful at times, yet it's probably going to be the biggest decision a young person has made in their life at this time. And so number 6, talk to a college representative. During the time of the fall and the winter, college recruiters are out in the community by the droves. They're showing up at your school. They're showing up at your after school program. They're showing up at PTA meetings and senior night. They're showing up at college fairs. They're showing up in your counselor's office. They're all around. Their job is to give you an overview of the campus and what it has to offer and answer any questions that you have about the college. And in most instances, they're taking applications on the spot. Most of the college recruiters that are taking applications on the spot could potentially be offering you an application waiver. And so if you're looking in your community and you see an event for a college fair, or the Alumni Association is hosting something, and it is a college that you really have your heart set on, and the cost of college applications are soaring, $35, $45, $55, that is worth the free admission of going to that particular college fair in order to get your application received by someone that has met you face to face, that can answer your questions as well as waive the application fee. Number 7, take a college tour. This is really important in that I advise students and parents to do the best that you can in this area, especially if your student is interested in a myriad of college, more than 2 or 3 that are out of state, that crisscross across state lines. You want to be strategic in taking an in-person college tour. But the majority of colleges are giving virtual tours because they know a lot of families can't afford the expense of a student going out there to look at a college and then not choosing the college, or having to go out there in February or March and then turn around and go there in June for possible orientation and then back again in August and September to start school. So you really want to maximize not only the college representatives that are at your school or at community events, but taking a tour virtually as well as in person when it's appropriate. You want to see where you're going to live the next 4 years. You definitely want to check out the housing and the housing situation, the cafeteria, the campus. You may have to shuttle across town to another building, or it may be a walker community, or you may be a commuting student to find out how ample is parking, or do you need to find an alternative mass transit way to go to college, and to check out the local area. If you're living there for the next 4 years, you want to make sure that you're in a pretty decent environment or has accessible transportation to get you to the next city if you need to visit. Number 8, research your department majors and graduation rates. These are great indicators to find out. Number 1, do you have the chance of being successful of graduating in your particular rate or in your particular major? And you really want to research, like, what are the undergraduate degree programs? And if I choose to continue my education, what are the graduate? Is there a master's program? Is there a doc studies program that you can continue to matriculate through your fields of interest? Number 9, compare financial aid packages. Now, did you know that college tuition is negotiable? That's right, people. College tuition is negotiable. So once you get accepted to the school, now's your time to look at the different financial aid packages that each one of the schools offer. Are there additional resources, financial resources that are not advertised either through your major or the college, income-based, gender-based, specialty-based, that you can apply to help you defer the cost of tuition? And so this is having conversations with your department chair, the financial aid office. And this is why asking questions are very, very important, because when it's time to say, get ready to say yes, you want to be empowered with the best information. And the biggest thing to be empowered with is if there is room to negotiate the high cost of your tuition. Number 10, job placement and internships. This is a really great thing for students to start looking at when they're researching their college. Like, do they have job placement after graduation? What is their job placement statistics? This is a Department of Education outcomes measurement that they have to legally and federally report on each college. So make sure that you're looking at the job placement and graduation rates, because again, legally they have to disclose this information to you. Internships, you want to check within your major, either call, email, or look on their website or ask in a college tour to find out what type of internships. Do they have summer experience that are on abroad? Do they have job shadowing? Do they have mentorship programs? You really want to look into the internship, because this is how you get connected to the great jobs, the great mentors, and the great resources while you're on campus. Things that'll take you places. And so 3 things to remember when you are choosing the right college. You want to research, give yourself time to resource what is going to be the best financial and long-term academic decision for your family. Take a look at your budget, determine how much financial resources that you have available, and time. Create a calendar of events. Get a large wall calendar, get a family calendar, get it somewhere where it's visible so you can hold each other accountable of what are the things that you need to do in order to meet application, scholarship, and different internships, community service opportunities, anything that is deemed important to get you in the transition from a high school senior to that freshman seat in the fall. And so we are thrilled for you to come visit us on our College Clinic campus at collegeclinic.org, or you can follow us on social media at College Clinic on Instagram and Facebook. This is Move Forward Mondays. We're so excited that you have joined us to understand, like, what do we need to know or talk about in the college application process? What do we need to consider when choosing? Let's go through the top 10 again. Number 1, how much is your college budget? Determine how much money that you have to spend when it's time to choose your college. Number 2, my 5 favorites. These are a list of your top 5 colleges and majors of study that you're interested in applying or want to learn more about. Number 3, what are your non-negotiables? What are the things that you cannot live without? Make a brief list of the things that you want to look for when you're researching your college. It may be a deal breaker. Number 4, create a plan, yet be flexible. Give yourself a time cushion before your applications or scholarship deadlines are approaching. Number 5, ask as many questions as you need to get clarity on your future college choice. There is no such thing as too many questions. Number 6, talk to a college representative. Talk to a recruitment agent to make sure that you're answering questions about the application, about the college experience, and possibly your college representative may be taking applications and waive the application fee. Inquire with your future college. Number 7, take a college tour. Whether it's in person or a virtual tour, make sure that you set your eyes on your future home. Number 8, research your department majors and graduation rates. You want to look at the undergraduate and graduate degree programs to see if you want to continue your education at that school. The graduation rates are a determining factor of how successful you could possibly be at that college and how other graduates have found opportunities after they have left the college. Number 9, compare financial aid packages. Did you know that the college tuition is negotiable upon you saying yes? Negotiate with the college and compare financial aid packages with other schools that have given you admissions. But before you accept, make sure that you check the fine print and the dotted line and the cost of how much it's going to cost you to go to that college. Number 10, job placement and internship. You want to choose a degree program at your future college that will take you places in your job as well as internship programs. Thanks again for joining us on Move Forward Mondays. Join us live on Facebook and Instagram every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to get your questions answered live and to have a conversation about the college application process. This is your eCourse for Move Forward Mondays, which is choosing the right college. 10 things to consider when choosing your college. Visit us at collegeclinic.org. Once again, my name is Brandy Ray Hicks. I am the CEO, College Encouragement Officer at College Clinic, and we're thrilled to help you in the transition, college and beyond. We'll see you next week.